At the forefront of national debate, police reform. After more than 2 weeks of protest following the death of George Floyd, a number of police departments across the country have announced new measures. In Buffalo, where a violent interaction with a protester caused outrage, today the mayor announced a number of new efforts, shifting policing, quote, away from enforcement and to a restorative model that promotes stronger community bonds. And in Minneapolis, where the head of the police union compared protesters to terrorists, the police chief today announced an end to negotiations with the union. But in a city where the mayor was booed away from a rally after he said he's against abolishing the police department, the future remains uncertain now that the city council has moved to do just that. So we're going to begin tonight by taking a closer look at the Minneapolis Police Department, the recent reforms it has already tried, and where the city goes from here. Our Alex Perez reports.
Something that's found in this space.
Protests in the Twin Cities, demanding answers from police and calling for change. Only this isn't 2020, it's 2016, when Philando Castile was fatally shot by a police officer in a Minneapolis suburb while reaching for his ID at a traffic stop. His girlfriend live-streamed the encounter as she and her young daughter were in the car watching the horror unfold.
And the officer just shot him in his arm.
In the nearly 4 years since, many feel the reform efforts by police and local leaders have fallen short. With George Floyd's death, now evidence of that. According to this 2019 report from the Urban Institute tracking the efforts of 6 cities to improve their policing policies, Minneapolis has made major changes since 2016, including shifting its use of force policy to prioritize sanctity of life, requiring officers to intervene in situations where other officers use excessive force, and requiring officers to start their body cams the moment they respond to 911 calls. It's also increased transparency by tracking race and gender during stops and reporting use of force and arrest statistics online. But some experts say improvements like these don't do enough to address the deeper systemic issues in law enforcement.
The idea of police officers using violence against African Americans, Black and brown bodies has much more to do than just the implicit bias they harbor as a police officer. It is part of the fabric of our very nation. So much of our criminal legal system and our other institutions in this country, you can draw an unbroken thread between them and slavery. And that definitely plays out in the way that police officers interact with Black and brown individuals.
And the increased transparency has revealed a disturbing disparity. While Minneapolis is roughly only 20% Black, Blacks account for nearly 60% of all use of force cases since 2015, according to the city's own data. And Black people were 7 times more likely to have force used against them than white people, according to that public data. Efforts from city and local leaders to improve officer training have also faced pushback by the city's police union and its leader, Bob Kroll. The union president penning a letter to members characterizing the protest as a terrorist movement and claiming that politicians are using cops as scapegoats. Last year, the union offered warrior-style police training online, even after Mayor Jacob Fry banned it.
That union bind is, we are together, we're a brotherhood, we're going to stick together no matter what. Well, you can't stick together in this situation. You need to stand up and say something that this is wrong. We're not going to tolerate it. And if you want to be a police officer in Minneapolis, you are not going to do this.
Police Chief Madaria Arredondo announcing today that the department will now withdraw from union negotiations and perform a comprehensive review of the contract.
Does the union protect bad cops?
I think the union has a historical obligation to look after their employees and fight for them. My thoughts as chief is that when we have employees who are engaged in misconduct, and they should no longer be wearing this badge and serving our communities, I think the union plays a significant role in helping to contribute to the public trust. But they have to stand up, they have to be doing that. And so we're going to be taking an absolute look at that.
You kind of answered it, but I'm not sure you did. You said the union protects its employees, but do they protect bad cops?
At times, absolutely they have. Absolutely they have.
Looking for concrete solutions and fearful Floyd's death wouldn't change the status quo, protesters sounded the battle cry to defund the police department, usually a call to reduce police budgets. Those cries were met with swift action by the Minneapolis City Council, who announced plans Sunday to officially disband the police force.
Again, our commitment is to end our city's toxic relationship with the Minneapolis Police Department.
The decision has sparked major controversy as tensions remain high. Minneapolis Mayor Fry taking heat the day before that for voicing his opposition to abolishing the police force altogether, favoring deep structural reform. But with a majority of city council in favor of disbanding the police department and replacing it with an alternative model to protect the public, the mayor can't veto, and the ball is now in their court, and they are adamant that there's a better way to ensure the city's safety.
We're going to create a fear-free future where every life is truly protected and respected.
Brooklyn College professor Alex Vitale, who has written about the need to defund police departments across the country, says there has been a need to shift funds from policing to community-based alternatives for quite some time.
I don't